This is how my 7-figure company runs without me. This week, 214 pieces of work moved across sales, marketing, operations, and finance. I'm going to show you the exact systems doing the work and how we use the same approach to return roughly 30 hours a week to one founder. But this is exactly how my company operates every single day. We build AI systems for hedge funds, billion-dollar companies, global consulting firms, and founder-led businesses. Different industries, yet the same problem every single time. The company already has good people and expensive software, but the work still depends on somebody carrying information between them and in their head. The mistake that I had made for the longest of time was thinking that I needed one giant AI that somehow ran the entire company. But that is not how a company works. In sales, the calls are reviewed, next steps get owners, and proposals are prepared from the conversations, and our pricing and follow-ups stay visible until they're completely done. In delivery, every single client conversation begins with the latest information. The work that is at risk appears to us before the client has to chase us on Slack, on email. Updates are prepared from what actually happened well in time, not from somebody's memory or what is stuck in their head. In finance, payments, invoices, costs, all the SaaS subscriptions and tools I have, along with the margins, they stay current. So anything unusual gets routed back to me as the founder managing the bank accounts. Operations keeps the routine work moving and collects the small number of decisions that genuinely need leadership, or me in this case. And that is the exact point. I'm not trying to disappear from my company. I'm simply trying to stop being the person and the singular point of contact where every piece of work gets stuck. Most companies do not have a software problem. They're already most likely paying for email, Slack, a CRM, project management tools, attribution, accounting software, a call recording, a calendar, and another 10 tools that probably nobody remembers buying. The problem is that all the information required to make one collective decision is split across all of these different tools. The sales team knows what was promised, whereas the delivery, they know what is late. The finance knows what was paid, yet somebody else in the team has the latest documents. And what happens then is that the leadership and the founders end up becoming the singular point of contact where the entire company connects. Every single big decision in the company depends on you and your judgment only. And I know this because for the longest of time, this was my life. I would open one message, check another tool, ask somebody on the team what happened, and then explain the exact thing to the next person. So while my team members and employees technically own the work, but I still carried every single thing in the company in my own head. If every unusual question still ends up at your desk as the founder, you probably do not have a bad team. The reason being that the company has simply never taught the employees and the team how to move without you. So the way we proceed is that we do not end up replacing every single tool or force the company through a 6-month-long migration. What we need to do is we need to first connect all of the tools, every single part of the business over here that it relies on. We need to connect them and give the AI access to the information it needs, the calls, the messages, the invoices, the documents, the people, the owners of different tasks, and the current work along with the customers. But guys, simply giving access to information is not enough. The AI also needs to understand over here, how does the company make its decisions? What can the team handle without the leadership? What changes the pricing, the scope, the contract, or a promise given to a client? What should stop? Some important information is missing. And who owns the next step, the routing to the next team member or the stakeholder of that decision? That is the core essential for having a system that can actually operate inside of a company. These systems watch what is happening 24/7, move routine work, and bring the right decision to the right person. Because ultimately, I'm not trying to automate judgment. What I'm trying to do is stop wasting judgment on copying information, chasing different updates, and repeating decisions that the company has already made before. Here is a small example of the system in action where this is an open opportunity, not a client yet. And we had the discovery call with them where the conversation with them made 3 things abundantly clear: the prospect's current pains, the work that we would need to do in order to deliver and solve the pain point, along with the decisions that were still pending. So from that very one conversation, what the system went ahead and do is it prepared the scope, the proposal, the follow-up, and the internal sales tasks. The system did not pretend that the deal was closed. It did not create delivery work. It did not begin onboarding a company that had not bought anything yet. Nothing had been sent yet. The proposal over here is ready, but the final price and the scope still needs approval from me in this case. And once that decision is made, the email can go out. If the buyer accepts it, the agreement and the onboarding work begins automatically. But this routine work where I would traditionally be stuck, ingesting the call conversation, sitting with the AI or speaking with my team, delegating tasks, remembering to follow up with them, create a proposal. All of these little tasks and action items would have traditionally required me to do it manually or converse with different team members where information is getting lost between communication and different tools. But in this case, the system hid the entire thing and the routine preparation happened without me. The only thing pending is the commercial decision, which is my job. The software only becomes interesting if the business actually changes. So here is a better example where we work with a company that already had a team and modern software, but the founder was still working more than 60 to 70 hours every single week, where his morning began by checking 5 different tools every single day, roughly 40 questions that he has to go through and get routed to him by team members and employees, along with checks and small decisions every single week. And evenings we've spent verifying someone else's work, QA checking the quality and delivery. So the team wasn't bad necessarily. The only issue here is that nothing existed to give them the complete information, decision instructions and quality checks, QAs, that they needed to move confidently without them. So what we did is we inserted AI into his company to really follow every single decision point and activity that happens inside of the company for an entire week. All of the sales questions, the delivery checks, the client updates, the new project setups, payment questions, onboarding, invoice following up. All of them kept finding their way back to the same person. But now we have data and we understand exactly how these decisions were made. So what we did is we replaced the morning tool with one view of the entire company. Every recurring task got a clear owner that ends with one person responsible for it. Sales conversations, they became scopes, next steps, and proposals, very similar to the system I showed for myself. And finally, the team got clear instructions for routine decisions and clear boundaries for the decisions that still needed leadership. And finally, quality checks through AI agents caught incomplete work before it reached the founder. And number 6 is onboarding from day one. So new clients started with the material, the entire onboarding form, the information already ingested inside the system. So through this implementation, the founder's work fell from roughly 60 hours a week to 30 hours, along with the downtime interruption of 70%. And delivery reviews became only exceptions, which should be the job of a founder. And profit margins also went up by 10 points. So there was not a new team, there weren't any new hires, no new manager, no platform replacement. The only thing that changed is now the business and team suddenly has scale to grow. And I built the exact approach for my own company over here, where repeatable work that could finish without being routed through me moved from 12% to 81%. And I know that because I religiously use Claude and AI, and we use it to track every single data point in the company over the past 8 to 9 months. And the time I spent reading, chasing, routing, remembering all the information all in my head went from roughly 40 hours to 9 hours per week, with the median client reply on email, WhatsApp, Slack, Discord. Every touch point we have moved from 24 hours to roughly 4 minutes. And I want to preface that the point over here is not a big dashboard that has big numbers on it. The point is what I stopped doing as the founder. I stopped reading every inbox to find what mattered. I stopped asking employees, team members for status updates on projects. Where do we stand at this? I stopped rewriting routine follow-ups. And finally, stopped checking every deliverable. And most importantly, freed up bandwidth in my own head to stop remembering every promise made to every single client. See guys, I'm in Los Angeles right now, and those additional 31 hours freed for me means that I can meet people, close deals, film content, work on the creative side and the marketing side of the business and actually scale my company, not be involved doing busy work. I can spend my time on the things that make my company more valuable and more money instead of being the messenger between my own team, the tools, and our clients. This system, it does not remove the founder. It gives the founder back the time to work on tasks only the founder can do and should be doing, which is scaling the company. The hard part is not choosing Claude or GPT. The models are already more than capable. The hard part is teaching them how a specific company works. How are the decisions and judgment calls internally made? And what we do is that the way you want to be approaching this is we follow the work from the beginning all the way to the very end. Every single task and action point. Who starts it? What information is needed? What does good work look like? Who owns a specific task? When can the team move without asking? When must the leadership or founder decide on a specific decision? And what are the guardrails? What should completely stop work? These are the exact questions that need to be asked and dug deeply into, after which we can map those decisions across sales, delivery, finance, client communication, hiring, exceptions, and approval. And not as an 80-page document that nobody reads. These are clear instructions and SOPs that the team and more importantly, the AI can use while the work is happening. And then what we do is we start with one important part of the company. Watch where that breaks, the system we created, improve it, and expand from there. So the advantage over here is not a clever prompt. The advantage is a company that can explain how it works without the founder sitting inside of every conversation. So finally, if you're a founder and you're asking yourself, where should I be adding AI to my company, my business? You're starting with the wrong question. This is exactly how companies end up with random automations nobody needs and ones that collect dust after 3 months. The better question you want to be asking yourself is, where does the company still depend on you? And the way to approach these exact answers are by reverse engineering these very questions over here. Number one, what does your team keep asking you that they should already be knowing? Number two, what did you hire someone to own that still comes back to you every single time? What is the type of work that reaches you every single time at night? Where does the company slow down when you are unavailable? How much percentage of the revenue that you guys generate is dependent on your availability and for you to be inside the in and outs of the business? Then, QA checks over here. What do you personally check every single time before you trust that a task is complete? Which client promises is most likely to get lost between tools, people, different systems, databases? And then, which report makes somebody collect information from several places? And finally, what would be visibly different if we fix this exact problem? Would it be more sales calls? Would it be faster delivery, better margins, fewer client escalations? The business results and the data should tell us what we need to build first. Not intuition, not the fancy AI tool, not the UGC ad agent. A company that keeps moving when you're not in the room is a lot more valuable than one that needs you for every single decision and touch point. And honestly, it's a much better life as a founder or CEO. That is the work that we do over here at Zoro. Book a call below and bring 1 week of work from a company, not a pitch deck, not a list of different AI tools. 1 real week of calls, messages, decisions, follow-ups, and work that reached you when it should have not. We will map where the company still depends on you and show you the first system that we will build to remove it.